I knew I was missing something, dude. So today it's gingerade.
Ooh.
So that's a good one too. So
Yeah, I need to try that.
yeah, dude.
This time I prepared myself. I have eaten before the video.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yep. That's what happens, man. This happens when you don't eat all day and then have 2 beers back to back.
I didn't eat much today,
Yeah.
for some reason. So we'll see.
Mm. Is that a engine hoist behind you, or is that a motorcycle stand?
Yeah, that's an engine hoist.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude, it's a Harbor Freight one. It does the job.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I already pulled the motor out of the Chevelle and sold it, the old one. And I got the new one in, but I haven't had I don't have the videos out yet, so I'm a little behind on all that. But that's all coming. So
how's the parts for the 2-stroke? Have you heard anything from them?
I haven't heard anything. I haven't emailed them.
Yeah.
I got tons of stuff going on right now. So I mean,
yeah, it don't matter.
Yeah. I got too much going on. In fact, I come out here and I'm like,
oh, dude, I know, man.
I'm like overwhelmed, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So
let's talk about that new compressor in the back you're on, dude.
That one?
Yeah, that I see. It's like taking up half the page back there.
she's good to go, man. See all the piping?
Yeah.
So I got like
copper, fancy, dude.
Fancy smancy. So I got right where behind the bench vise, there's like I got a dryer set up and then a regulator. Then I piped all that around, so I have like an outlet right there where that hose is, and I put another one over here for no reason. I guess if I want to have an air hose over there, I'll have a fitting for it.
Sure.
But
you can never have enough drops, right? So
that's right, man. That's right. So, but it's working great, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's funny because I was, I got the lift in too, and I spent a lot of time on it today. Let me see if I can't show this without wrecking everything. See that? So
that's a nice shape, dude.
Well, that's because I spent all day sanding it and painting it. It was atrocity, and I'll show a picture of it. I'll send you one.
Okay.
It was nasty, man. But it's anyways. So I have like an orbital sander, and I'm sanding it like hours. And the orbital sanders are not that good. Like they work good for like wood if you're doing that, but you're gonna spend some time. So I was like, screw the orbital sander. Let me grab a block of wood and then some like 60 grit. I'm sanding it, getting all the stuff down. Like 2 hours later, I'm like, man, it's gotta be an easier way. I'm like, oh yeah, I just installed an air compressor and I can run like a air tool and grind all this down. And I was done in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that I had it and then I could use it. And I put it to work today, man. I took it all the way down to metal and did like 4 coats of primer on it. And then I'm probably gonna like roll on some like heavy duty. I'm always torn between like epoxy and enamel paint.
Okay. So, well, I mean, one thing, you're gonna get a lot of brake fluid on there,
right,
and stuff, and that's gonna eat away at whatever. Right. Mine was terrible. I didn't. My old handy, and I didn't bother painting it, but I was like, well, what do I paint this with? So it's withstands gas, oil, brake cleaner. So or brake fluid, sorry. But epoxy is probably a really good choice.
Epoxy,
a 2-part, I would imagine. I don't know.
Me neither.
So let me know.
But I don't want to rattle can it. I'd rather like roll on something. It's like like real thick. Because then if you spray paint, you'll see all the lines, and then I don't want to do all that. So so I put the compressor to use today. Got the bench, so it's not bare metal anymore. That was it, man. Just moving everything. Pick up one thing, put it down. Pick up one thing, put it down. So
yeah. No, it's awesome, dude.
Tonight, I am sipping on one of my favorite brands. It's Trogs. I call it Trogs.
Okay.
The Troganator. Okay.
Is that another 8%?
8.2.
Oh man, you're in trouble.
Just one of these.
That looks bigger than like 12 ounce though, right?
No, it's regular.
I guess
no.
not. Okay.
Oh heck no, dude.
Because it was real close. I'm like, oh man, that looks like one of those big ones.
Yeah. No, man.
So,
all right,
dude, let me show you this thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
It looks like something for your blaster.
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw my latest video.
I haven't seen it
yet. So what I've been working on the past few months is a design for a blast gun.
Okay.
So here it is. It's 3D printed. It's ready to go. I got prints, quotes, and I have a price, and it's available for pre-order right now.
Very cool.
So this thing's really efficient. It's got a nice blast pattern. It's made for vapor blast only. It's high volume, all that good stuff. And
it looks really smooth to me.
Yeah, it's 3D printed, and you can kind of see them. Let me see if I can.
Does the quality of the 3D printer determine like the finish?
Yeah, so it builds this in layers, right?
Yeah.
You can choose the layer height. This is just standard, but you can go super fine. It just takes longer. But for what I'm doing, this is design proving right now.
Yeah.
You know, and it works great. I mean,
are all those fittings removable?
Yeah, dude, I modeled in the threads and it prints threads, dude.
So, that's awesome, man.
So, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, here's the nozzle and it's got some O-rings on there for sealing. Here's the fitting. You could take this off.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I'll take it all apart. Oh, there that goes. So yeah, there's the fitting for that.
That'd be like the air feed or the water feed? Or...
That's for the slurry. This is the air jet right here. So here's that guy, and there's some epoxy on there to seal it because it's porous. So like air was anyway, so that's why it looks like that. But yeah, that's the air jet.
How often do those wear out?
Well, this thing, the plastic?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, like on like a normal gun, like those innards, because I know like if you're like dry blasting, the nipple on the front wears out pretty quickly.
So the nozzle wears out. This is the wear part. Now the thing about vapor blasting is with water, and if you're using a fine media, like it doesn't even phase this. I was blasting with this for hours. Doesn't do anything to it. Now, when you get into rougher media, that's to be determined. So my next step is actually to make this out of the real material. And do some life testing or just do some testing with it and figure it out. But, you know.
That's awesome, man.
You got to replace this eventually. So, but yeah, it's cool. I'm excited about it because there's a couple options on the market, but not many. So I want to make this and sell it, you know?
That's really cool, man. And were you able to do that at work?
No. So I bought a 3D printer.
Oh,
for $300. They're so cheap now, dude.
Wow.
And
I thought they were way more than that.
No, dude, you can buy them for like $200.
Okay.
And I went with like the $300 model. As a recommendation from one of my coworkers, but I got software at home for CAD modeling that I use at work. I got it.
So you're familiar with setting it up? Yeah.
So I've been doing CAD modeling for 15 years now or whatever. So
it was pretty much plug and play for you. You're just like,
paper nozzle. I have a box full of these. You could see on here, I got Revo 6. I got 6 different versions. I made like 20 different nozzles to try to get it right.
Yeah.
Or what I thought worked the best. So that's what's nice about 3D printing, dude. I can come up with a design, tweak it, and print a nozzle in like an hour or 2.
Right.
This body takes like 5 hours, and then you have something to test.
Right. That's really cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, if it doesn't work, dude, you toss it out.
Yep.
Get another one. So yeah, I'll throw a link up in the upper right. Check it out. we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You should be pumped about that. That's awesome. Yeah. One day I'll build one.
Yeah, you can now with that compressor back there.
I know. It's on the room. I need to sell some bikes. That's a whole other story.
Yeah. Dude, you can get into vapor blasting for like $550, dude.
Yeah.
If you build the base model version.
Yep.
You want a Cadillac, it's going to be like $2,000.
Right.
But I mean, you have no reason to not have some kind of blast cabinet, whether it's dry or wet, with that compressor, dude.
Decisions.
Or, dude, at least get a little one where you can do soda blasting for carbs. I mean, you got to try it, dude.
Right. I know.
Huge time saver.
I know. That's definitely going to be an option coming up. I want to start painting is what I really wanted to do.
Oh, yeah?
But that doesn't require a lot of room. I mean, other than just like getting an area prepped, to cover everything up. But I really want to do painting because I have all the stuff I need to do paint. I have like a gun and all that stuff and all the doodads. But
what do you want to paint? Like
is something that
you want to paint like bike tanks and fenders and.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yep.
Dude,
I feel like it's a missing piece for us at work, at least. And I feel like I could do a good job. And it's like the last thing that people don't want to pay for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, cool, I built this bike. Now I'm just going to like rattle can the tank and the side covers, and the bike looks like junk. When if I can harness the power of the gun, then I can, do some side work and paint some tanks and paint my own stuff and just mess around,
Yeah. No, that's something I've always wanted to learn for sure.
Me too.
I don't know if you watch my videos, obviously I'm more of a mechanical guy. I just want the damn thing to work.
Right.
And cosmetics, aesthetics is like the last on the list.
So, right. I'm big into aesthetics. I'm big into it. So
that's awesome.
As well as mechanically, but it'll take me a year to figure out a color scheme for a bike. But once I lock in, it's locked in, Yeah. But what's going on, guys? Cody from Motorcyclemd and my buddy Matt from How to Motorcycle Repair. You have entered into the Thunderdome, which is the Broken Moto Show. Welcome to episode 17.
Yes, sir.
This is a channel where we talk about motorcycles, repair, ATV, power equipment, whatever you guys really want to talk about, email us in and we will discuss it. We also drink beer on this show, but there's a specific email that you must get to us at. What is that, Matt?
askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. So in the subject, just include the year, make, model. And in the description, give us your name, location, mileage, and just be descriptive about the issue you're having. And pictures and videos are always a plus because we can just roll them in right here.
Yeah.
Simple.
Even a quick proofread of your email helps. It can go a long way.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw the new episode yet, or the last episode. Email we got.
Oh.
The guy was like,
did you headbutt it, the mic?
Yeah. But the email, the guy was like, I replaced my solid.
Oh, yeah, that was. I had no idea, but you kind of
just a quick
figured it out. But
yeah, we did. It was a good episode.
That one was too short.
A good episode.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, by the way. You just said here it is. I just uploaded it.
Yeah, send it, dude.
I'll have to watch it because I didn't have time. But yeah, maybe keep it to a nice paragraph. Don't keep it one sentence.
Yeah.
Don't make it 2 pages. Keep it about that long.
Yeah. Even simple pictures of just the bike is cool. Then we can show your bike or a spark plug picture if you have a runability issue or stuff like that. It just helps us out. Plus, it just, again, we can post things up on here and take the view off of us for a little bit. So let's jump right in, Matt.
All right. Number 1. This is an 86 VT1100 and 2007 VTX1300 front end swap. This is a repeat customer here.
So I'm a little bit confused as to why you put that heading, because I read the question.
Yeah,
and I didn't see anything about a front end swap.
I think he's just referring to the Master, I believe.
Do you think he has? Oh.
Well, let's read the question and then we'll
get into
it. Thank you, Matt and Cody, for answering my question about the stuck brake lever on my 86 VT1100. I'm not sure what episode and what question this was, but it was a couple
me neither.
Episodes ago. Your input and advice was well worth the donation to your beer fund. Nice. Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Cheers and enjoy. We are enjoying.
Yes.
Before I get to my next question, I just want to clarify a thing or two about the Turbo Busa that I used to own. And let me start by addressing one of Matt's comments. Matt, if you've never been on a Busa, you don't know what you're missing. If you ever get a chance to take one for a rip, naturally aspirated or force-fed, don't ask any questions. Just do it. Of course, man. And make sure the big hump on the solo cap is on. It acts like a hook to drag you along with the bike. You don't sit on a Busa, you sit in it. You know exactly what I mean when you get your chance. Funny story to tag along with this is I was at the bank with my 2 daughters or something, and we had to go in the lobby. But anyway, I'm strapping in my 4-year-old in the side, and guess what pulls up in the spot next to me is a guy on a Busa.
Right.
And he gets off. I turn. I'm like, you know what, dude? I used to work at a dealer, and I'm into bikes, and I never got to ride one of those. And he holds up his keys, like, you want to take it for a spin? I'm like, no, I kind of got this minivan here full of kids. Right. Sorry.
Can you watch my daughters? What a nice guy.
Yeah, it was a nice bike, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe one day.
They are in a category all on their own. That's for sure.
I'm sure. Cody, yep, you're right. When you smash the throttle open on those big horsepower and big CC super sport bikes, it feels like your intestines are gonna come out your ass, along with your shoes. The VT1100 doesn't even come close to a Turbo Busa. I was just shocked at how much torque this little V twin with 60K on it had left in the bottom end, from 2 to 5,000 RPM. After 6,000 RPM, there isn't much left. But in the bottom end of the tack, just off idle, up through the mid-range, I was really surprised.
Absolutely. They're really cool, torquey bikes.
Now that I've said all that, here's my next question. I did some searching on the interweb looking for a Brake Master rebuild kit for an 86 VT1100, and they aren't available anymore. So he gives us the link, which I went to.
Yep.
And the Fish Finder OEM, Honda OEM, it says that part number is no longer available.
Right.
But I can get one for an 86 VF 1100, and it's a different part number. Are they the same? Question mark. Thoughts? Question mark. Thanks in advance, Donnie from Canada. P.S. More beer fund money on the way. So, thanks, Donnie.
Thanks, Donnie. From Canada, eh?
Yeah. So I did a little digging, and there's a guy on eBay selling that exact part number for just a little bit of money. He wants $999.99. What an asshole.
Yes, cornered the market.
Wow. I hate people like that. Like, what does he think he has, man? Jesus.
Got the only one.
Sitting on gold, man.
Yeah. What's a big bummer for me is, for some reason, man, for the past week, I have not been able to log into my IN, which is like a special database for anyone who works for Honda and has like a DIP number. So, but I haven't been able to log into it from home. And when I log into the IN, I can access Honda's database for parts. And then what I can do is, which I'm sure there's another way to do this, but this is the only way that I know how to do it, which is I can cross-reference. Like, I can click on that part, and it will bring up every bike that can actually use that part, or any bike. Yeah, it won't tell me that which ones won't, but which ones can fit that bike. It's usually pretty accurate. The only downfall.
There's a where used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The only downfall is they can change a part number for the silliest of things.
Sure.
They can change a part number because the rubber boot was made at a different factory. They can change the part number because the color of the metal has changed.
Yep.
Which makes things a little bit difficult. So I was actually not able to find out this information, but what I'm going to do right now is set a reminder in my phone, because I'm going to check tomorrow I'm going to cross-reference that part, and I'm going to do a little bit of digging further at work because I can actually like log into it and see if there's anything out there. Because sometimes it will be like it fits the 86, 87 or the 86, 87, 88, but then they're not available until you click on the 88, you know, and then you scroll on the bottom and all of a sudden it is available for the 88, but it's not for the 88. And like they do weird things because they don't update it all the time.
Sure.
So I'm going to set a reminder. Did you find out any more information on it?
No. So, I mean, I even tried to search for an aftermarket.
Okay.
Like K&L or something. I wasn't successful.
Right.
And dude, I spent like 10 minutes and I'm like, well, yeah. I'm not getting anywhere here. But if you go to Partzilla and you click on this part number, they will have a where used as well.
Oh, okay.
But that means all those assemblies take that same part number and you can't get it anyway. But maybe with your special software, you can get a little further, obviously.
Yeah, it's tough because let's say it doesn't, but then I look at how the cylinders, how it looks. I can look at a picture of it, or I can look at other parts on it, like the cap seal or something like that, and it is the same. There's a chance that it will fit, but it's a risk that I'm gonna warn you with. I can say, yeah, you know what, it might fit, and you might get it, and it might not fit. You know, yeah. So that's one of the risks that you take when you're trying to cross this stuff. But like I said, I'm gonna send a reminder right now for tomorrow, and I'm gonna look it up for you, and I'm gonna email them back.
And you know, these master cylinders probably have different bore sizes with different models. So like
one thing I didn't look at, I'm sorry to cut you off, is if does the VT1100 I believe has a single disc. I'm wondering if the VF has a twin, because what you're about to say would back that up if it is different, because twin calipers need a bigger bore for the master.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, so like my 001 KX250 had a really crappy front brake, and I swapped a master off a newer model. Actually, I took a Honda master and put it on there.
Sweet.
And it works awesome. And I didn't measure it, but I have reason to believe that it has a smaller bore size to increase pressure, and therefore the braking works better.
Yeah. That could be true.
So
anyway. I think one thing with this is just me guessing, I'm not looking at any pictures or anything, but I think like on the older 80s ones, they took the masters and they kind of like cocked them. So the reservoir is not level, it's not horizontal, and it has to allow for the lever to line up with the handlebar.
Okay.
If that's the case, Donnie, it might be hard to retrofit, because if you put like a newer style one on there, then now the levers are going to be like 2 inches above the bars. You're going to be like braking and clutching like this, you know, instead of like them being with the flow. I think that's one of the weird things, man, about the 80s, bro. It's always about the 80s. They're jacking stuff up over there, trying new things. They're all slanted. The reservoirs are all like, Meh. So we'll see. We will definitely get back to him tomorrow. Promise.
All right. Yeah, that's your best bet right there.
Yeah.
Getting a hold of Cody and that special system there.
I might have the silver bullet. I might not. So.
Beer fun time.
Beer fun time. We have some shout outs to give.
Yeah, why don't you do those?
Yeah, if you guys don't know, me and Matt put time into this. Probably back up. I spit things. So me and Matt put time into this. Shooting, editing. And one way that you guys can show your appreciation or support throughout this time that we do this is by donating some money to buy us some beers. Okay? We have a description, or we have a link in the description where you can do that at. We are so thankful for that. And we have a couple of people who have done it for us this past week or past 2 weeks. One of them is being Tommy. Big time donation. Thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, thank you.
Don, you're the man. I want to say it's Ivica. Thank you. And we got the Fits. So thanks all of you guys so much.
Yeah.
for donating beer to us so we can drink, be merry, talk about motorcycles to hopefully bring you guys some type of value for your questions or have a good laugh.
Yeah, you summed it up, man. Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah. Cheers.
We mean it. Bink. All right, let's rock it. Question number 2. We have some low compression numbers. There are some pictures that we will include. Hi, sorry for the late email. I'm not in the U.S. Doesn't matter if it's a late email, guys. Send it whenever you can. I have recently installed a CBX 750p. So this is not a bike that was in the U.S. They had a CBX 1000, obviously. Really cool bike, though. All parts are new and original. I changed crankshaft, main bearings, and connecting rod bearings, pistons, rings, cylinder head, valves, seals, camshafts, arm valve rockers, adjuster hydraulically, I don't know, and all gaskets and so on. And he really did. I don't know if you saw the picture map.
Oh, dude, there's like a million OEM
My
parts
man dropped bombs on some parts.
Yeah.
The first start was very smooth, so the bike has started. Keynote. The engine is running without any problems or noise. Another keynote. But I think a hidden problem occurs. When I check the cylinder's compression, I'm finding that 95 psi. In the workshop manual, the value must be 171 plus or minus 28, which is pretty common. I have just rebuilt it, no break-in. The 95 psi a normal value? Will the compression value increase up to 170 psi after the ring seat? I have checked the cylinder head for leaking. It's not leaking. The cylinder head is new and measured 2 different gauges. So, first off, your bike would not run if it was actually at 95 psi. It would not run smoothly. It would probably not run at all. Because I've found many bikes that are at 100 psi, you can't get started unless you pull them pretty fast. So I didn't see his name.
I might have left that out. Sorry. Yeah. Well, remember we talked about this guy, I don't know, an episode or 2 ago. I don't know what brand compression gauge tester you're using, but make sure you have a Schrader valve right there.
Yeah, right at the tip.
Right at the tip where it goes into the cylinder, where the spark plug goes. If not, then it's a design flaw. And unfortunately, those testers are out there. And company after company from overseas are making these things and selling them for cheap.
Making big money.
Yeah. So, I mean,
he needs to get a different compression gauge.
If that's the case.
Right. I mean, it's not those are not his actual compression numbers. It can't be.
Yeah, right. Well, and if it's not in here, depending on the length of hose, and if you got a super long hose, it's going to make the problem worse. You're adding cylinder volume, which will give you lower readings. And
absolutely.
I got a video on this, okay? Because I bought one from Harbor Freight, and I was getting like half the values.
I've seen this before.
And I was like, what the hell? And then, I hooked up the gauge to my shop air. I'm like, the gauge is fine. What's going on? But it's in the design of where the Schrader valve is. Simple as that. So that's number 1. I mean,
as long as you're doing your compression throttle wide open, good battery, your compression is probably double that.
Yeah,
probably double that.
Yeah, make sure your throttle's wide open, and it runs, dude. So I mean, break it in.
Yeah.
Maybe check it with a couple different gauges.
Yeah.
You get the proper design and let us know. I mean,
right, because your rings don't seat that much. Again, you don't have 95% compression. You can catch some sleep tonight, because if I saw that when I just rebuilt the motor, I would be devastated. But it's just not truthful information coming from your gauge. So take that gauge, throw it in the shit can, and then I would say buy a brand new gauge or rent one, rent two, you know, and just to cross-reference.
Yeah.
Easy as that.
It's a nice looking bike, man.
It is. It is. All white frame. Is that what it was? All white?
I think so, yeah. Can't remember what I did.
Very cool. So that's it.
Yeah, 2 questions. Still 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, still 40 minutes. We'll cut some out. Try to make it as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All
Walk
right.
us out. Walk us out.
All right, guys. So that's it for this episode. And if you want to get in touch with us, submit a question, please do so. That email is askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. Year, make, and model in the subject, and just be descriptive in the description. Pictures and videos are a plus.
Yeah. Any information we talked about as far as videos or parts or whatever, we'll try to put a link in the description for you guys so you guys can reference back to it. But again, thank you guys for just hanging out with us. Be sure to check out my Instagram, /themotorcyclemd. I post some cool stuff up on there of me inside the shop and whatnot. Make sure you follow Matt on his projects. He's got 1,000 going on, so they're all interesting. So I think you guys will enjoy those.
Well, I'm glad you think so. So
yeah, man.
Cool.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right, guys. Later.